Well, hey, y'all. Hey, it's your friend Patty with Giddy Things, and I am back for day 259 of our 5 minute in name only exercise encouragement. How are you? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm right beside the birthday boy. Woohoo! Dee 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 dee. Do do. Ba ba da ba ba ba. So yeah, hey, did you have a good birthday?
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yes. Notwithstanding, um, I was pretty much laid up with side effects all weekend long. Okay, so these are, if you're here and you don't know what the context is, these are side effects from my 7.5 dose of Zepbound that there's a bunch of videos about the process for that. Yeah, I think it was a mistake for them to start me back on 7.5 milligrams. I am not comfortable, even though I have some intuition, with taking over for my doctors, y'all. We mentioned those side effects. Um, I'm not. They need to tell me what I need to do. Um, Hippocratic oath starts with, right, first do no harm. So they need to do that. But I think what I want to do and what I have sent my doctor a message to ask about is going back to the first dosage and starting over, which is low key what I wanted to do in the beginning, but we're not going to talk about that 2020 hindsight, right? My hindsight, where's progressives? That's the way that works. So that's what's been going on. The gas, the bloating, super intense today. Super intense. And a lot of that, maybe I was thinking about this because I was lying around a lot, but the fatigue is real too. So all those things go together. All I really need is a little bit of appetite suppression that comes from the GLP-1 hormone doing what it's supposed to do. So we'll see what happens if I start over. This is too much appetite suppression. I don't feel like eating anything. I mean, anything. And the problem with that is I can do it. It exacerbates fatigue because if you don't eat, you're going to be tired and you're not going to rest well. And my stomach or my system knows it's hungry. So I have this really intense, what is that called? Boborium? Boborium. It's the sounds that your digestion makes, right? Well, some of the sounds your digestion makes, you see what I'm saying. So that's what's been going on that front. Got some postcards addressed though, and I did a little bit of preparatory work for my career work tomorrow. The disembodied voice got a book and he got some CDs and he got a bunch of well wishes from our beautiful friends and family. So that was lovely. He got to talk to his mom and dad, Nana and Granddad. That's what we call them all the time because, once you have kids, you start calling your parents like Nana and Granddad. When my mom and dad were living, it was Grandma was my mama, Papa G was my daddy, and then Nana is the disembodied voice's mother, and Granddad is the disembodied voice's father. They are phenomenal. Granddad has a birthday tomorrow because the disembodied voice was born the day before his dad's birthday, which is
Mom was
cool.
trying to hold out. Like,
Yeah, his mom was trying to hold out, but she was 19 and
C-section.
C-section and all the things, and that was in England in 1964, right? So what a very good year that was. And actually, when you talk to your mom and dad, well, they sent us our cards. We need to check and see if they got their Christmas card. But tomorrow they should get both of their things tomorrow. We sent them, I don't think they don't watch this, right? I don't want to spoil it, but we sent them a big selection box of biscuits, cookies, as we call them here in the United States, just different kinds, individually wrapped, really nice. And then we got them two, what are they called? Thermal mugs for their tea. And then we thought that would be practical because sometimes your tea goes cold. And These are the kinds of English people, like many English people, who drink tea all day long, right? All day long. So does the disembodied voice. I love my tea too, but it's a food group for English people. And so they have it. They have it with, what kind of tea do they drink now? Your mom and dad?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What did they get from Tesco?
Whatever they get from Tesco, probably. But the disembodied voice has gone more to a combination of caffeinated and decaf. His favorite decaf is Yorkshire tea, Taylor's, right? Taylor's Harrogate. Yorkshire tea. My favorite has become Thai food decaf. It's so good. It's an orange pico. It's very full bodied. The disembodied voice likes that one too. And then for caffeinated, you usually have Tetley now, right?
Yeah.
Tetley British blend. But when you were in England, what did you drink for your caffeinated tea? Was it Yorkshire caffeinated tea?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
that's strong. Sometimes. Did it depend on what was on sale?
Yeah.
But there's some teas for them that are a no-go. And there's a
It's
specific...
really funny because when we went to England
When we went to England in 2019.
and they sold giant bags of tea bags.
Yes, the giant bags of tea bags, like in a quantity that you wouldn't typically see in the United States, which is culturally telling, right? Huge, huge. I mean, like, who buys 500 tea bags at a time? I guess some people maybe do. I mean, I grew up drinking a lot of sweet tea, but the way our Southern mothers made sweet tea and taught us to make sweet tea was an art. And there's a variety of ways. People tell me if you have a way you like to do it, especially if you're from the deep South. But if you make iced tea for anywhere, the disembodied voice tried to like iced tea and he couldn't because it just tastes like cold tea to him. And he doesn't have sugar in his, he just has milk, and there's a specific color it needs to be. It's hard to describe, but there's a specific color. I can tell it from looking at it after all these years, and he makes a stunning cuppa. But I'm trying to think of so there's a couple of ways that I've known Southern mamas to make it. Some people make a simple syrup. Do you know what that is? Does somebody voice have we talked about simple syrup?
Simple syrup.
Where you just put sugar and water and you boil. Yeah. So they boil that ahead and make a simple syrup, and then they add the tea and the simple syrup. But some, and this is kind of, I think, primarily how my mama did it, she would make a really concentrated batch and add cold water to it. But in the concentrated hot batch is where she would dissolve the sugar. Because you do not, in the deep South, you do not want to have the sugar at the table once your tea is already cold. It's a whole thing, and people have their ways they make sweet tea. I'm not positive, but I think that one of the few sweet tea brands that's sort of national that makes their tea fresh and sends it right out like that and makes it in that Southern way is Milo's. If you know another good brand, tell me. I've had a hard time finding a decaf Milo's that was not sweetened. I love sweet tea, but I can't have the caffeine anymore. And for years, I haven't been a caffeine person since the Handy Helper. Since I was pregnant with the Handy Helper 23 years ago. So that over 23 years ago, right? When I was pregnant with him. So that's been a long time, and I never really returned to caffeinated drinks. Before that, I was caffeinated. And y'all, to be honest, it is difficult to find your energy, especially when you don't feel well, without a little boost. But it's something I've been doing for a long time now. But that for me, it causes like all kinds of issues, caffeine, and it's totally not worth it. But I'm trying to think. I do like to have this moment brought to you by ADD. I do like to have root beer, diet root beer. I like that a lot. So, but I don't do Diet Coke or anything like that. And the little sips that I've taken over the years, just a sip to see how it would taste to me, does not taste good anymore. So that says something too. But yeah, that's all the business there is in tea. I don't know if y'all ever listened to a Prairie Home Companion on National Public Radio, but Garrison Keeler would say that's all the news from Lake Wobegon, and there was a whole thing he said with that. So yeah, there's your ADD ramble for the day if you were needing one. I hope you remember always how special you are and that you do things to remind yourself that you are entitled to your special moments of the pursuits that you like. the things that you like to do to make you feel creative and as wonderful as you truly are. I hope you know how loved you are. I certainly love you so much, and I hope you'll continue to go with me in peace and love to serve others. Please do pray for the whole wide world with a special intention for the beautiful Ukraine.